You ever get that feeling that you can just see right through people? Like you're picking up on these tiny signals that everybody else is just completely missing? Well, you're not imagining things. Psychology actually has a name for this incredible ability. So let's find out if you have what we're going to call an X-ray mind. Seriously, just think about it for a second. Remember that time you met someone new and you just knew something was a little off? Or maybe when you could tell a friend was totally heartbroken, even though they were smiling and saying everything was fine? That is the exact feeling we're diving into today. And look, it's something a lot of people experience now and then, but for some of you, it's a constant, highly tuned reality. And honestly, calling it an X-ray mind is the perfect way to picture it. Because let's be clear, this isn't about magic or some kind of psychic mind reading. It's about seeing the hidden framework, the skeleton of an interaction. All the subtle truths hiding just underneath what's actually being said. Okay, so what's really behind this so-called X-ray vision? Is it real? Yup, it absolutely is. It's a recognized psychological trait. So let's pull back the curtain on this cool metaphor and get into what the science actually calls it. And here it is. The official term is high interpersonal sensitivity. Now, the key thing to get here is that this isn't just some vague vibe you get. No, it's an active process. Your brain is literally inferring, drawing super accurate conclusions from tiny, observable bits of data. And for some people, this skill was honed out of necessity, right? Maybe you grew up in a home where you had to learn to read the room just to feel safe. It's all about picking up on those nonverbal cues that, honestly, most of us just let fly right by. Now, this is a really important distinction we need to make. A lot of people might just call this intuition. But simple intuition can feel like a total shot in the dark, a guess that comes from nowhere. High interpersonal sensitivity, though, is totally different. It is data-driven. Your brain, without you even realizing it, is collecting and processing real information. A tiny frown that lasts a split second, a little shift in someone's posture, a change in their vocal pitch, and then it hands you a conclusion that just feels like a gut feeling. All right, now for the fun part. This is where it gets personal. We're about to go through 7 telltale signs that you might have this ability. So as I'm going through them, just kind of keep a mental checklist. See how many of these really hit home for you. Okay, number 1. This is probably the most fundamental sign of them all. It's all about seeing the little details that are hiding in plain sight. You notice micro behaviors. So what are those? They're those super tiny, totally involuntary tells that just flash across someone's face or body for a fraction of a second. We're talking a quick flicker of contempt in their eyes or a shoulder shrug that's so small you'd miss it if you blinked. While everyone else is just listening to the words, you're picking up on this whole other secret layer of communication. All right, coming in at number 2. This one shifts our focus from what you see to what you hear. You are highly, highly attuned to vocal tone. You know when someone says, "Oh, yeah, I'm fine." You don't just hear the words, "I'm fine." You hear the strain in their voice, that tiny drop in pitch, the way they said it just a little too fast. You get that the music of their speech is telling a completely different story than the lyrics are. Number 3. This one is all about what isn't being said. It's about the power of the pause. You instantly spot hesitation. See, for most people, a pause is just empty space. But for you, it's data. It's a huge piece of the puzzle. That split-second delay before they answer a simple question like, "So, where were you last night?" To you, that's not just a pause. That's a blaring alarm bell going off in your head. Your brain immediately flags it as, they're building an answer right now, not just remembering one. And this incredible ability to spot patterns and pauses leads us right into number 4, which is, it's a pretty powerful defense mechanism. You see right through manipulation. Your spidey sense just goes off. You can feel the agenda hiding behind the charm. You know when someone's laying on the compliments a little too thick or their reasoning just feels a bit too perfect, like it's designed to lead you down a specific path. You can sense the mechanics of it all. It just feels constructed, not genuine. Because all those nonverbal cues we talked about, they're not matching up with the words coming out of their mouth. And that feeling, that sense that things just don't line up, brings us perfectly to number 5. Inconsistencies really bother you. I mean, this is the absolute core of it, right? Your mind is like a super-powered pattern matching machine. So when someone is smiling this big, bright smile, but you notice their hands are clenched into tight fists at their sides, that creates this mental alarm bell, this cognitive dissonance that you just cannot ignore. It's like spotting a glitch in the matrix of a social situation, and you're always the first one to see it. Okay, for number 6, we're going to pull the camera back a bit. We're zooming out from just one-on-one conversations to the whole social landscape. You can read the room in an instant. It's almost automatic. You walk into a party, a meeting, whatever, and you just immediately get the vibe. You see who the real boss is, who's feeling totally out of place, who's got a secret alliance with who over in the corner, and you're picking all of this up from quick glances, where people are sitting, and who leans in just a little bit when a certain person starts talking. And that brings us to our final sign, number 7. And this is really the culmination of all the others put together. You can detect dishonesty. It's not because you have one single tell you look for. No, it's because your brain is subconsciously processing everything we just talked about, the microbehaviors, the vocal tones, the hesitations, all those little inconsistencies. And when you put it all together, you just get this strong, accurate sense that someone's story just isn't adding up. It's a cascade of tiny signals, and they're all pointing in one direction. So there you have it. Those are these 7 signs. But how? How is your brain actually pulling all of this off so fast and usually without you even thinking about it? Well, like we said, it's not magic. It's just a really, really high-speed process. It basically happens in 4 steps, but in the blink of an eye. First, your brain scans all the visual data, the microbehaviors. At the same time, it's analyzing all the audio data, the vocal tones and patterns. Then, it flags any errors in the system, any hesitations or inconsistencies. And finally, step 4, it synthesizes all of that data into one single output. And that's what you experience as that gut feeling or that hunch about what's really going on. So here's the big takeaway. Having this X-ray mind, it's not a superpower, it's not a paranormal gift, it's a highly, highly developed skill. It's built on deep observation. But here's something really important to remember. All that constant processing, it can be absolutely exhausting, right? It can make a simple party feel more like a high-stakes data analysis job than a fun night out. So recognizing that you have this ability isn't just about patting yourself on the back. It's about understanding that it takes a toll on your energy and figuring out how to manage that in the social world. And really, that's the big question we'll leave you with. Now that you might recognize this perceptive power in yourself, how are you going to choose to use it? I mean, this sensitivity can be an amazing tool for empathy, for building deeper connections, for becoming a better leader, or even just for protecting yourself. Knowing you have the skill is step 1. Deciding how to use it wisely, that's the real journey. So, what will you do with what you see?